generations. And now, the power of two restores the one.
We got a bidet. Hey everybody, and welcome back for another video. In today's video, we're scratching our heads. I'm kind of concerned about MLB The Show 24 right now. They've had some recent content updates that are very lacking, and there are some very telling signs that some things are, at least priorities, are not in order. And so I want to kind of talk about some of my concerns of what is going on with MLB The Show 24 right now. Um, Hopefully it's not that we're just getting sidelined because they're working on 25. Unless 25 is an absolute banger, what's happening is unacceptable. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. So if you're new to MLB The Show 24 within the last week or so, or if you aren't aware with what's happening with the current season in Diamond Dynasty, the company is trying something new almost all the time. They're trying little bits and pieces of things that could be, revolutionary for the Diamond Dynasty mode, and kind of seeing what works and what doesn't. And as of the last couple of years, they have been trying something called seasons, where periodically, things change. Different cards are not eligible for certain seasons, some are, a whole bunch of different things. Well, the one thing that's kind of new right now in terms of the season is for season three, they tried to do this thing where they split it in half, where there's going to be a part one essentially and a part two. And uh, I went ahead, I covered on the channel, what is in that part two that is going on right now. And essentially, what is happening between the two parts is that we get shorter XP reward paths overall for each of the sections. So they're about 350,000 XP each, when normally, if you did a full season, they are roughly a million or just over a million, and then you can have that continuous loop that you can get packs and other stuff with. So they tried it out. They did part one, and it seemed like a normal release of content. Team affinity, moments, the conquest maps, all that stuff. Well, they released part two, and if I seemed a little quiet or uh, somewhat shocked of the lack of content during the video where I go ahead and explain what is what in the new uh, part two, it's because I still am, even to a point. So, what is lacking? Well, I went into the Team Affinity because here on the channel, I make videos for the how-to on everything. Whether you need help trying to, figure out how to do something, whether you're, at home and you just haven't been able to complete one of them, and you want to, have that mindset of this is doable and you want to come and watch it, or if you just want to see if it's worthwhile to jump into those moments, you can go ahead and check it out, whatever it is that you need. And so this was the first sign that I was like, this is really cheap and this is really lazy. Normally, so you get in the Team Affinity path, there is, five bosses there's one for each team in the division. So going to the American League Central, where the Tigers are, we had five players, one from the White Sox, Guardians, Twins, Royals, and Tigers. Nothing new there. That's the status quo. But normally, when you go to the moments section, there's usually like one moment for each player. And then you play through that and you get some progress towards the path. Usually they're about 1,500 team affinity points. I'm pretty sure that's on average what it was. So if you did all five, you got 7,500. So what they decided to do this time is you get one moment where some players are used in it, some are not, and they're all offensive moments. And this is for every single team affinity um, division. It is one for the AL East, one for the AL Central, one for the AL West, so on and so forth. And they're all some sort of derivative of each other, and I really, really did not like that. I felt like they were just giving me something to do just to have something to do, and not actually have something representative of each of these players. Because let me even tell you what it's about. So some of the moments you can see on the channel because they're all uploaded. Some of them are get this many hits in 4 or 5 innings, get this many extra bases, get this many total bases, get this many extra bases plus a couple of extra hits, so on and so forth. That's all it is. So whatever the predetermined lineup that they create, which is usually a lineup created from players within that division, you just got to do those things and accomplish the goal before the 12 or 15 outs that you're allowed. I thought that was very, very lazy. I don't think they put a lot of thought into it. I think, they're probably working on content, that they normally would, but because they have the second half that they have to account for, I think it kind of snuck up on them, or they just thought we need some sort of way to, not take so much time on that and just get it out the door so people can play it and we have content. And so I was very disappointed with the lack of content there. But it doesn't stop there. So today, being October 15th, when recording this video, uh, we were supposed to get the next set of postseason content. So, all the different ALDS and NLDS programs. So, all those matchups are supposed to have, at least in relation to what we got before for the wild card series, there's supposed to be moments and there's supposed to be missions for each of those. And then there's supposed to be, of course, things to unlock. Well, me, because I'm a Tigers fan, I went to go do the ALDS Tigers vs. Guardians program first. And that'll be on the channel very, very shortly. But I thought it was weird because so there was the whole reward path, and then only moments was on there. And again, there was supposed to be missions on there if it's kind of what we were following suit with. And so I was like, interesting. So I counted all the moments just in case there was maybe something going to be added later or a glitch. No, sure enough, there's 10 moments, 3 points apiece, 30 points for the whole thing. Okay. So I complete that one. And then I'm playing other things. I'm playing the new Conquest map because they usually, when they release the postseason programs, they also do a Conquest map that's in relation to that content. So I was playing the DS wildcard map, and I'm flipping through the program so I can see what different things I can accomplish as I'm playing through that with different missions. And just for giggles, I went ahead and I clicked on the other programs that are there for the other matchups that were in the ALDS. Some of them have missions and moments, and some of them only have moments. And not only that, this content release was 3 hours late. So even though they knew they had a deadline, even though they had plenty of time to get this together and to have it ready to go, number one, it wasn't ready to go, and number two, it was half baked because there's not enough stuff in there that is reciprocating what happened before it. So it is driving me nuts that I kind of feel like not only was it kind of a stumble with the part two from season three, but they're also stumbling with these programs. And so it makes me curious when we get to the championship series programs, are those going to be on time? Are we going to get those when we're supposed to? I know we have the extreme program coming out very, very soon. And I can't help but wonder if they were trying to finish that up, but they had to get this out first, right? 3 days earlier than the extreme program. So they just kind of rushed it, got it out, and there wasn't enough. In my opinion, there wasn't enough. The only thing I could see that is the reason why that they had some with missions and some without, if we're trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, maybe some of the series just weren't as entertaining as the others. They didn't have as many memorable moments because, I mean, yeah, there was a lot of things that happened during the Tigers and Guardians series, and there was 10 moments to capture that. Well, still, I don't really think that that is quite the answer, but it's the only thing I can think of that would give them some sort of benefit of the doubt. So I think moving forward, we're gonna get some. There's currently the beginning of the writing on the wall of what's going on here during season three. The content at the halfway point. Now, oh, there's one other thing that I want to complain about. So, when I play ranked. I I am not the greatest as an online player. I'm gonna put it out there. I'm fully willing to admit it. I bounce between the upper 300s to the upper 500s. That's about it. If I'm lucky, I hit the 600s, and that's about it. So when I go to do the reward path for ranked, I normally rely on the one where it has the innings pitched, and then it's kind of like rewarding you for playing online. So, and I also think that that's a nice incentive for those that decide to quit. So, those like I feel like that is a reward that keeps some people in so they can unlock more rewards. That's what keeps me in. If I'm getting blown out like 9-1, that's the reason why I'm sticking around, so I can get points on that, or potentially get something for another category in ranked. So they removed the innings pitched. You no longer get rewarded for that as of today when I recorded it, unless they patch it in later because they're like, oh, we got caught. Um, they did not put that in there. So there is the first innings thing, and then or first part, I forget what they call it. And then the second part, which is the higher round statistics, and then the second half, whatever they want to call it, of the ranked season, the different things that you can do. Because what I would do is I'd go in there in those when that second part was released, and I would do my innings pitched, and I would also go for the other stat categories because a lot of them double dipped. Well, I'm definitely not going to be doing the ranked this time for that. Number one, there's no cards in the ranked path that excite me. And two, I won't even be able to do it in a decent amount of time now that that innings pitched isn't even available. So yeah, missing content, missing weight, especially because they keep talking about wanting to get these cards in our hands sooner to be able to use in the game, and then they pull the curtain back on us, and we don't get to do that anymore with the innings pitched. So for me, I'm out on that. I'll just have to wait and see when the price goes down, or when we go to season four is probably going to be when we can, recoup everything from before. I might have to bank on that. I don't know, or just hopefully get it cheap once a lot of people are trying to sell them. So those are a lot of things that I think are really, really bad right now with MLB The Show 24. I am concerned. I love playing baseball video games. I love MLB The Show. My hope is that 25 is amazing, but if this trend continues, I am very concerned about 25, and I'm concerned about the rest of the game's life for 24, especially because we still have another month or two of content that we would regularly be getting based on what's happened before. So, uh, that's what I got for you today. My concerns with MLB The Show 24. I do think the writing is a little bit on the wall. I just hope it gets erased. If you enjoy this type of video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Drops a like if you liked the video, and drops a comment letting us know your thoughts on the state of MLB The Show 24. Do you not have any concerns? Do you think that this is just fine? Or are you seeing a lack of content just like I am and you have concerns? And then, as always, everybody, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.